Okay guys, let's start work with the second part of this tutorial. Alright, there's nothing happening here, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to exit out. Let's come right here. In fact, let's start work with exit. Double click on your exit. You see, a lot of people out there always prefer exit to be unload me. Yeah, you can just enter unload me. The choice is yours. But I, for one, I just feel, supposing you end up making a mistake and you were supposed to save your work and you mistakenly click on exit, there we go. You've just lost everything. That is why I prefer using a prompt, something that will prompt you and ask you to confirm, do you really want to exit? So let's enter a prompt in there. First of all, I'm going to declare a variable. I'll call it I exit. You can call yours whatever you like. I exit as, I'll then call it, that would be a data type. This data type is called VB message box results. And right in there, the next thing I'm going to do is I will now ask I exit. Let me call out this so that you guys should be able to see it. I exit equals message box, and this very message box that's where we enter my prompt that will question you if you really want to exit. Confirm if you want to exit. There. Close that. This takes about 4 arguments, so that'll be my very first argument, and my second argument is going to be something, let's say a method that we actually ask you to confirm, or a question mark, sorry, that would be the icon, and enter a plus sign, and this time around I want to enter plus, or I want to enter VB yes or no, then enter a comma there, and right, the next one here is going to be the name of my project, so that's Employee Payroll. There. If you look at it in total, I have 4 arguments. Argument 1, 2, 3, and 4. There. Now, I will then use an if statement to validate the option made. If I exit equals VB yes, then we can then make use of this, unload me, and we just say end if, and that's all there is to it. It's not that difficult. Look at it. It's just how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think it's much better. So if I run the program, this is what you're gonna see. Click on that. You see, it's asking me to confirm if you want to exit. So I need to correct that. Okay, no, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. So let's go back in there and just take care of that. Confirm if you want to exit. So that takes care of that. Now let's go back in here. The next one is going to be for delete. Okay, double click on delete, and inside the delete I will also declare a variable. That's the delete button up there. So this variable is going to be an integer that will actually check my worksheet to validate which, let's just call that I, then I as integer, because the worksheet is counted as 1, 2, 3 and so on. So the scale cell is counted as 1, 2, 3, so I'm going to say as integer. and I'm now going to say for I equals 1 to the range, and the range that I'm talking of, let's make that from A, then 65,356. Close that. Dot to the end, and open a bracket, X up. There. Dot row. And I'm going to say -1. Now let's say if LST display dot select, that will be selected, and if that is I, then rows plus -1. I'll select. There we go. And I can then say selection dot delete. There. And if. So that is that for the delete. Okay. Let's select this and you can just get it indented. There. Okay. That is fine. So I'm going to try this out and let's make sure it works properly. But one thing is, if you guys notice, I started from 1. If it's 0, that means the title, you can delete the title, and that's why I started from 1. So I'm going to run it. Let's see. I have some duplicated text here. Look at that. Luke, Steve. So let's see. I have about 3. Let's make sure it's, oh no, it's more than 3. I have 4, 5. Okay. Delete. I have an error. So let's see, what did I do wrong? Alright, I was meant to actually close up the next with next. So let's come in here. That's good. At least I'm able to see that. Okay, in here that should have been next I. Okay, I use a for loop. I was meant to close it up. So run that again. Select this guy. Look. There's a lot of look there. There we go. I think I've got rid of 1. Yeah. And another one. And now let's even see inside my workbook. Look, I have 3 there. Okay. I have look from 10, 11, 12. Now let's delete some more. Let's come in here with my deletes. That is my delete there. I believe you guys can see it. Now delete. There we go. You see that? Now the last one. Let's delete another one. Okay, look at that. We have look 1, 2. Come in here and let's delete one more. That's the delete button. This is the exit. Look, that's exit. I don't want to exit. I want to delete. There we go. You see, the delete is working. So that's fine. And that's one of the reasons I'm going to right protect this workbook so that you won't be able to modify or do anything with it at the end of this lesson. We should be able to do that. Okay, that is fine. Now let's take care of reset. So reset is to take care of all of this. Okay, with the reset, and we enter the following lines of codes. So that the very first one is going to be txt, let's say address dot text equals there. I will do the same thing for the employee. So let's go for txt employee name. So let's clear that as well. Dot text equals, there we go. And let's take care of the postcode. dot txt equals there. Now gender, CBO gender dot text equals, and so on, guys. So I'm going to just speed that up, and right there, those are the lines of codes for my reset. If you look underneath here, this is meant to be for my date, and these are for all the other text box that I already initialized with values in them, and that's all there is to it. And here I initialized this very one with some values, so I'm going to do that now. So let's go back in here. That is it right here, this combo box. So the name of this very combo box, before I go ahead, I'm going to copy that, is known as CBO tax period. So let's double click on the form itself, and inside where we have form initialize. Okay, let's take it right underneath here. Yeah, underneath there is fine. Paste that in there. I just want to enter the period. That's dot add. The very first item is going to be, let's make that 1. Yeah. And the next one is going to be 2. Since we have 12 months in a year, so I'm just going to copy and paste and change it around. That is 5, 6, and just copy, paste. There we go. Now change the numbers, and those are meant to be the tax period, or yeah, tax period, that's correct. This is 8, 9, 10, and there we go. So that's fine. So if I run it, this is what you will see there. Okay, let's assume I select a value in there, and this very one, I think let's hope I've changed that as well. No, I haven't. See the value that I've entered in here. There we go. Instead of it empty, I'm going to change that to female. So let's go to gender on the delete area. On the resets, double click on that gender. Let's change that to female. That is the default input. Right, that's fine. So let's go to the next one. Yeah, let's take care of this easy one. Double click on print. So with the print, I will enter in the application dots dialog. Yep. And let's say X. That is supposed to be XL, not 1. XL dialog. And there we go. XL dialog print setup. Then we then ask it to show that should show the dialog for us. There we go. And I'm going to say I want you to print this workbook. Dot. That'll be sheet. And open up. Let's specify the sheet number. So it's going to be sheet 1. Close that. Dot. Print out. Okay, we want you to print out how many copies? Let's go for 1 copy equals 1. There, that's my print taken care of. Now let's go back in here. Let's take care of 1, 2. These are the big ones. Double click on add new. I can always copy that. Yeah. Okay, with the add new, let me enter this here. Dim. Those are my variables I want to declare now. I'm going to call that WKS. as workbook. No, worksheet really is not workbook. Worksheet. There. And I'm also going to declare something for the range. I'm going to call that add new. Maybe make that uppercase. Add new as range. And I will then set the workbook set worksheet equals the very sheet that I'm working on, which is sheet 1. I'm also going to set the add new equals worksheet dot range. Now, what is my range? I'm going to start from cell A up to 65,356. Then close that. Dot end, open a bracket, X up. There. And let's get it offset so it will go straight to the next one, and that is going to be by 1. There we go. Now that that is done, let me make my components clear. Add the following components here. So add new dot offset, and where will I get those information from? The very first one is going to be 0 by 0 dot value, and that is the name of that one is going to be txt employee name, I think. Yeah, employee name dot text. Now that's the very first one. What is the name of the next one? The way I've arranged it. So let's see. I'm going to go address. So let's go back to add new, double click on that. The next one is going to be address, copy. I have 23 of those. I'm going to do that. That's 5. So copy this and just, all I'm just going to do is change the numbers. That's 15, 20, 25. Delete 2. Okay, that's 23 in total. Now let's change the names around. This one is known as address, and that is going to be 0, 1. The next one is known as postcode, and that is 2. This is 3, and 3 is gender, CBO, gender. Number 4, that is going to be LBL, payroll, no, pay reference dot caption. Right. So, and that's it, guys. So I'm going to speed that up and get back to you guys. Okay, those are the lines of codes for the add new. So which means if I click on that very button, whatever data I have on any of these components will be added straight onto the spreadsheet. So have a good look at it. Take it from up here and we'll take it right down. There we go. So that is it. So now let's take care of add wages. So double click on the add wages. Now with the add wages, we need to declare some variables. So let's go right up here, and I'm going to start by declaring as follows. There's a div inner city as double. There. The next one I'm going to let's down be basic salary or basic pay as double. There, and so on. There we go. Overtime, tax, and so on. And there. Okay, now let's go back to that very button and double click on it. Okay, so what we want to do is, first thing first, I'm going to, let's say LBL pay reference dot caption, and that I'm just going to use that for my reference. So the reference is going to be randomized. So let's say evaluate between, let's say rand between, let's make that 1000, yeah, between 1000 to, let's go for 999 something there. So that's fine. Close that and close that. That's the very first one. So which means when I click on the add button, that should give me a value there. Look at that. Click on it again. There. Okay, let's go back to our code. Exit out. Here. Alright. Double click. Now, the next one is going to be that variable called inner city. Okay, let's come down here. The inner city takes in whatever value. Let's get rid of that. Should be lowercase. Inner city takes in whatever value you have inside txt inner city dot text. Basic pay equals txt basic pay, or basic salary is called, dot text. Next one is going to be overtime equals txt, I think it's just called overtime anyway, txt overtime. Paste that in there, dot text. Yeah, that's fine. Now the next one is other pay as equals to txt other pay dot text. Right, now let's look at the gross pay, or the gross pay, either way is called dot caption. In that case we need to add up all of these. This, paste, grab, add overtime, and add any other pay. There we go. Now we need to get it formatted to pound sign, so I'm going to now copy this, copy, paste it right underneath here, equals format. Let's format the gross, whatever we have in there, comma, open up where is the pound sign here, and enter an hash there, comma, and let's go for 2 decimal places. That's it, hash 0. There we go, and that takes care of my decimal. So that's fine. Now what about the tax? Tax equals, we need to add up all of these. Grab this, paste it right underneath here, open up a bracket, paste, and I'm going to just make up whatever figure for that very tax. So let's say multiply all of that by 9, and then we divide it by 100. Then whatever is left, that will be our tax. Yeah. Now that is good. Now let's take care of pension. Pension equals, let's grab everything in here. My pension equals, paste, and in the case of pension, let's multiply that by 12, pay in more pension so that you will have more money at your retirement age. Okay, that's fine. Now supposing if you have a student loan, so let the student loan be, wait a minute, do I, okay, student loan, alright, equals all of these as well. We multiply that by, let's say, about 5% of your wages divided by 100. Come right here and block that up. There we go. Right. And then we need to work out net pay. No, that would be your NI number. NI number is like your social security in some other country. But here is for your health. Okay, NI, national insurance number, that's for your health, which is very good. There we go. Multiply that by 3 and let's divide by 100. See, I just made up these figures. You can make up your own. Okay, all of these percentages, I just made them up. Now those are all your deductions. Okay, now let's get everything straight into the different tax box. Right. Well, first of all, I'm going to copy this instead of reinventing the wheel. So it's going to be LBL tax dot caption, and that is going to be equals all of this. And because it's the tax that we want to enter in there, I'm going to grab this and just paste it right inside the tabs. There we go. I might as well copy this and repeat the same thing for my pension. That's pension, student loan, NI. So let's grab this, copy, as pension, and here will be pension. The next one is student loan. Grab, paste, and paste, and followed by NI. Grab that, paste that in here, and there. Okay, so this should be working now for now. So let's see if I'll be able to, okay, come in here, enter whatever value. Alright, and click on add wages. There we go, look at that. That's fine. Yeah, that would be good. Now we need to work out the deduction, and all of these deduction will be subtracted from this one to get the net pay. So let's go back in here. We are almost there now. Press enter. Now deduction, so that will be LBL deduction dot caption equals as follows. Let's see if we can take a shortcut. I should be able to, but who knows. Let's say equals, open up a bracket. Now come in here, I'm going to copy this. Now paste this here, and all of my deduction I will carry it out here, so in a bracket. Let's see, it should work instead of me reinventing the wheel. So tax plus pension plus student loan. So that should work hopefully. Now all of that I'm going to put them in a bracket. There. Okay. That should work, I think. Now, net pay. We now need to delete. No, we now need to deduct whatever we have inside deduction. But let's see, let me rule. This is my deduction. Let me run it first. Enter some value. I still need to format this thing. There. Good. Deduction is there now. Let's take off this from this. Okay. That will be net pay. Now right underneath here, that will be LBL net pay dot caption equals, let's grab all of these, copy, paste that in there. Now we're dealing with, where is my gross, grab that. Now replace that with this there, and we then need to minus this. Hopefully it should work. Okay, let's run it and see. Run, and let's just enter some value in there. That's fine. Right, that is fine. Now I need to work this out. So that is going to be the period. Come right down here. So those two are taken care of. Now let's declare a variable here. We could have put that up there. It's called period anyway. So period as string, and this string is going to be period equals CBO tax period dot text. Right, so we want to use that to work out the taxables and so on. So that will be LBL taxable. Oh no, this is LBL pensionable dot, no, wrong spelling, pensionable pay, okay, dot caption equals caption, it's a P, listen, as equals this very one multiplied by, let's take this off, else there will be an error. This very one multiplied by that. Okay, I'm going to copy all of this, else I will end up repeating myself again. Paste that in there, and this, whatever we have in here, we want to multiply it by period. Multiply that by period. Yeah, multiply. There we go. What goes here? Multiply here. That's fine. Now what else? We now need to do the taxable. Taxable pay dot caption equals all of this multiplied by taxable. Where is my tax? Grab the tax and multiply that by period as well. There. Okay, so let's run it now. You see, this calculation depend on how the pension and the tax is calculated in your country. I just made that up. I don't know, it might be wrong, so make up your own thing, do your own research. Okay, that is my add wages, so let's come right down here. That is it. Let's run it and see. Now we enter whatever in there, just anything. Alright, click on add. There we go. We have 0 here because the month is 0. If I click on this and enter the 7th month, which is July, there we go. So since the beginning of the year, the tax you've paid is 3,000 plus, your pension so far is 5,000 plus. That's good, and so on. That is it. That's fine. Now we can always click on add, but we just need to take care of little things here. And finally, we need to take care of this. Very important. So let's come in here. I may have to speed that up. Double click on that. Okay, time is against me, so I'm going to double click on that and write in here. Those are the lines of codes for my search. Now, what are the components I want to search? I'm going to ask it to if trim in spreadsheet 1 dot cells, that is the I for the for loop that I have in there, comma 1 is not equals to whatever is trimmed. Okay, and check on my txt, whatever is in there, txt search dot text. Okay, then let's close that up here. Right, so we have to then specify where we want to search from. So right here I'm going to say txt employee name dot text equals whatever I have on my sheet dot cells I comma 1 and if. So that means I'm only using just my employee name to search, but I want to be able to search any of the columns. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this and change the names around. Okay, alright, and that is it for the search. I just had to speed this up because of time. If you notice, I ended up entering not equals to, that is wrong, it's meant to be equals. So that is the lines of code from here and down here up to here. Keep going because I have 23 components on board, and that's it. And here, those are the components that are meant to be searched. There. Then you have to round up the functions used there. Okay, so let's take it back up so that you guys can see it. There, the names of every single component and how these components are going to be searched using my search function, my search object or component. Okay, like I said, I have 23 items loaded. Alright, that is it. Now all I just need to do now is just to tidy up. You see, when I click here, I want that to disappear. So let's come in here and I'm going to double click on that, and let's go to here, and I'm just going to enter. Okay, enter. When I enter there, I want this one to become empty. Copy, paste, dot text equals nothing, and dot text equals focus. There. And supposing I didn't enter anything, if I did decide to leave, okay, come in here. If this dot text equals empty, then I want this dot text equals to become 0.0. That's it. End if. There. That is that done. That should be 0.0. Alright, so I just need to do that for the others. Let's put that in a quote. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing for the others. So now come in here, double click on the next one, and I'm just going to copy this. Copy. Come in here, change this one to enter. Change the event to enter. Let's copy that and change around. Okay, that is for event enter. Event exit. If you exit and there's nothing there, exit. That's it. And just change everything to 0. Copy, paste. There we go. There. And just repeat the same thing for the others. So what will happen is when I go in here, there click, I can then enter something. If I leave there, click elsewhere, and so on. Okay, so I'm going to speed up the last two and get back to you guys. That is it, guys, all done. So we will now try it out, and I've also repeated the same thing for the search function here. That is it. That's for the search, just one, and that's all just for the search, just one event for that. Okay, so let's run it and we see how it looks like. Now, first thing first, look at this. I'm going to search with anything here. So let me go for maybe this. That is NM 909. There we go. Look at that. So that's Larry Conman. Okay, that's Conman. There's everything. So reset. Come back in here. I'm going to search with anything here. Let's search with 868 pounds HP. There we go. Look at that, man. That's fine. You can just search with anything you want. See, that's what it's all about. That's beautiful. Now, one other thing is I just need to code here, so whatever we have in here will be displayed in here. So let's do that quick. Now, what is the name of this guy here? Let's see. Copy that, and this one is, okay, double click on that. I think it's going to be change dot text equals whatever we have in there dot text, so that is meant to be name. So let's run that and see. So if we search, let me search with anything here. 130 this 137, or what did I see? I can't remember. 103. Yeah, search. There we go. But this name is not appeared there, so let's see. So I'm going to come back in here, just copy whatever I have in here, copy, and go back here and paste it in here, double click. I think it's change. Yeah, the event should be changed. So let's go back and search by, okay, let's go for Ray Fox by name now. There we go. That's fine. Okay, and like you guys saw earlier, you can add. So let's assume we want to add something in there. In here we have Ray Fox there. So I'm just going to change this Ray Fox. Let's change that name to Tony Montana. There we go. You see Tony Montana here as well, and the address there. Let's change the postcode around. What else do we need to change? This we automatically change. Okay, they work in the same firm, petroleum, and come in here, change the period to period 7, and let's increase the wages here to about 500 plus, and change this as well. There we go. There. So we just need to click on total and look up here, row 11. So let me click on total before I click on add wages. There we go. And now let's go into, we now need to add it straight onto the spreadsheet. So come in here, this is the add, look at it. I'm going to click on add. There we go. You can see that here. Tony Montana is right there as well. Now the last part of this project is, let's make sure nobody can add any data onto the system. Okay, to achieve that, what I'm going to do is I will first of all go straight to the workbook here. You see this very one. I'm going to enter a button in here so that we can navigate to that very button. So let's put a button here. Let's come into insert and active X button. Let's just add one here. Yeah, one big button. That's big enough for you. Anyone can see that. So let's come straight to the properties and just change that around. So I'm going to call it CMD show form. Right. Okay, that is fine. Now we also need to change the text content around. Make sure it's selected. Let's come in here and change that to, let's say, show payroll. Let's just say show payroll. Okay, that's fine. Payroll. There we go. Show payroll form. There. I'm going to close that. Double click on it. When you double click on it, all you just need to do is to add this line of code. Look at it. Username 1. User form 1 dot show. There we go. That's that taken care of. Now let's go into our main project here. Select that. That is it. Double click on it. This very one. Now go to the tools. Right inside the tools, you see where we have VBA project properties. Click on that, and you will see these two tabs: the general one and the protection one. You can enter whatever you want in here, the description and so on, but I'm going to go straight to the second tab. You see on this second tab, protection, you see where we have this checkbox, lock project for viewing. Click on that, and here whatever you intend to enter as your password. So I'm just going to enter employee 9. That's fine. Yeah, employee 9 as well. Click on OK. There we go. Now without coming to this workbook, look at it. Double click on the workbook. You then need to change the event. I think it will be here somewhere. Drop this down. Change it to workbook. Okay, inside the workbook, enter the following lines of codes: active workbook dot sheet, and the sheet is number 1, and that is my password, employee 9, and that's all there is to it. Let's save that and also exit. When I open the program, my form should open up. That is the purpose of this one. So let's run it. Let's go back in there, double click, run the program, and let's see if we can enter something in here. There what I'll do is I'm going to close this and try to enter some data in here now. Let's assume I want to enter anything in there. You see that? That's the error message. I cannot enter anything directly onto this worksheet anymore, only through this very form. But unfortunately, you won't be able to access this form straight away. So to be able to access the form, come in there and just enter your codes. So this prevents anyone who just want to mess around with your system. Open it first and you can run your program. There we go. Okay, with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I know it's a little bit long, but believe me, it's an interesting one. I like it myself. So with that, I'm just gonna say bye for now. But guys, do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. Like I always say, there's a lot of benefit for you. You'll gain access to all the codes. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.